You're listening to Short History Shorts audio, where history speaks louder than images. The story of Greek colonies abroad is not just a tale of migration, but a testament to the restless ambition, adaptability, and cultural confidence of the ancient Greeks. From the 8th century BC to the 5th century BC, the Greek world experienced what historians call the period of colonization, a wave of overseas settlement that reshaped the Mediterranean and Black Sea regions. The word colony might bring to mind imperial conquest, but Greek colonies, apoikiai in their own language, were often independent city-states, self-governing yet deeply tied to their mother city or metropolis. The reasons for this great movement of people were many. Population pressures at home pushed communities to look for new land. Farming in the Greek mainland was difficult, with its rugged hills, limited arable soil, and irregular rainfall. The growth of trade, too, pulled Greeks outward. Mineral wealth, fertile plains, and access to trade routes tempted ambitious merchants and civic leaders. Political unrest in some polis made exile preferable to civil strife, and personal adventure drove others to set sail. These were not chaotic migrations, but carefully planned expeditions, often led by an appointed oikist or founder, whose decisions would shape the new community's laws, layout, and religious life. The process began at home with consultation of the gods, often through the oracle at Delphi, whose cryptic advice might direct settlers to a specific location or warn them of unseen dangers. Once the gods had sanctioned the journey, ships were provisioned with seeds, tools, livestock, and the sacred fire from the mother city's hearth, symbolic of the unbroken connection between old home and new. The destinations of these colonies stretched far beyond the Aegean. In the west, Greeks settled in southern Italy and Sicily, a region that would come to be known as Magna Graecia, Greater Greece. Cities like Cumae, Sybaris, Croton, and Syracuse became wealthy and powerful, blending Greek culture with local traditions and influencing politics and art across the Mediterranean. In Sicily, colonies like Syracuse would grow into major powers, producing tyrants like Dionysius and cultural figures like Archimedes centuries later. These western colonies often had to contend with Carthaginian expansion, leading to centuries of conflict and alliance-making. Northward, Greeks crossed into the Adriatic, establishing cities like Epidamnus and Apollonia, which acted as bridges between the Greek and Illyrian worlds. To the east, they colonized the coasts of Thrace and the Propontis, Sea of Marmara, controlling key choke points between the Aegean and the Black Sea. The Black Sea itself became a major target for Greek colonists. Rich in grain, fish, timber, and precious metals, it drew settlers from cities like Miletus, which founded a remarkable number of colonies there, including Sinope, Trapezus, and Olbia. In the south, Greeks established outposts along the coast of North Africa, most famously Cyrene in modern Libya, which prospered from its fertile hinterland and trade connections deep into Africa. The establishment of these colonies had a transformative effect on the Greek world. Economically, they opened new markets and supplied the Greek mainland with vital resources, from the grain of the Black Sea to the silver of Iberia and the luxury goods of the Near East. Culturally, colonies were both transmitters and transformers of Greek identity. They exported Greek language, religion, and artistic styles, but they also absorbed influences from the peoples around them. The pottery styles of Magna Graecia, for example, blended Greek motifs with local preferences, while Greek religion in Egypt took on aspects of Egyptian deities. The political structures of colonies varied. While many imitated the institutions of their mother city, others adapted to local conditions. Some adopted oligarchic or tyrannical rule, while others developed more open assemblies. Relationships with indigenous populations range from peaceful trade and intermarriage to violent conquest and displacement. Archaeology shows evidence of hybrid communities in some areas, where Greek and local styles of pottery, architecture, and burial merged. The expansion of Greek colonies also altered the balance of power in the Mediterranean. Magna Graecia became a major theater of competition between Greek cities, Carthage, and later Rome. The colonies in the Black Sea helped secure Athens' grain supply, making them critical to the city's survival during times of war. Syracuse in Sicily grew so strong that it could challenge Athens directly during the Peloponnesian War. In North Africa, Cyrene became a wealthy city that maintained a measure of independence despite the ambitions of larger powers. Yet colonization was not without risks. Settlers faced hostile locals, difficult climates, and the challenge of self-sufficiency in unfamiliar lands. Some colonies failed outright, their sites abandoned to be reclaimed by nature or local peoples. Others, like Syracuse or Byzantium, endured for centuries, outlasting even the mother cities that had founded them. By the classical period, the great wave of colonization had slowed, but its legacy endured. Greek colonies were now integral parts of a network of trade, diplomacy, and cultural exchange that bound the Mediterranean together. They became stepping stones for later empires, from Alexander the Great's Hellenistic kingdoms to the Roman Empire, which often incorporated former Greek colonies into its provincial system. The spread of Greek colonies abroad was thus a story of adaptation as much as ambition. Each new settlement was a bold gamble, a bet that the traditions, gods, and civic values of a polis could take root in alien soil. In many cases, that gamble paid off handsomely, creating a mosaic of Greek-speaking communities that stretched from Spain to the Caucasus. In the end, the Greek colonial movement was one of the defining processes of the Archaic Age. It was born of necessity, fueled by opportunity, and shaped by a belief in the portability of Greek culture. The colonists who set sail from their home harbors carried not just tools and seeds, but an entire way of life, confident that it could thrive under foreign skies. Through their successes and failures, they reshaped the map of the ancient world and laid the groundwork for centuries of Greek influence. The Mediterranean, once a patchwork of isolated cultures, became a connected world, with Greek colonies as vital hubs in the exchange of goods, ideas, and traditions. And though the political independence of many colonies would eventually be lost to greater powers, the cultural imprint of their founders would endure, a testament to the far-reaching ambitions of the ancient Greeks.